Hello. In the last class, we were discussing about the three AC powers: apparent power, active power, and reactive power. Today, we will see that in this video, we will see that these three different AC powers can be represented in triangular format, which is known as power triangle. Okay, so power triangle. Now you see that the active power measured in watts, reactive power measured in volt ampere reactive, and apparent power measured in volt ampere can be represented in a triangular format, and that triangle is known as power triangle, which obeys the law of Pythagoras. You see that if we can represent we can draw a triangle. Here the hypotenuse of the triangle can represent apparent power S, active power represents the base P, and reactive power represents the height Q. And obviously the Pythagorean principle, according to that, a square equal to p square plus q square, which can also be verified from this, that in a complex analysis a is equal to p plus jq. So in magnitude term a is equal to p square plus jq square, which we can also modify that this is Cartesian format. So in magnitude format, this will be magnitude, that will be root over of p square plus q square, an angle tan inverse q by p, okay, which is represented as angle theta, and this is the power factor angle, which is this one, phi. Okay, so let's make it phi, not theta. Tan inverse phi. So is angle tan inverse q by p, and this tan inverse q by p is represented as angle phi. Okay, this one. Now in this triangle, you see that if we represent cos phi, that is written as p by s, cos phi equal to p by s. So it is a ratio of real power to apparent power. Okay, and hence this p average is actually, what was p average of real power? It is actually s cos phi. Okay, that means VR IR, phi 1 minus phi 2. Phi 1 is the phase of voltage and phi 2 is phase of current. We are representing that in terms of phi only, or in other words VR IR cos phi. Phi is the phase difference between voltage and current. First comes voltage, then current. Okay, so P average is S into cos phi. Similarly, Q will be S into sin phi. Okay, again you can see that p square plus q square leads to s square. Okay, whenever we follow these two equations, again we get that a square equal to p square plus q square. Okay, so that is the scenario. So cos phi is, in case of resistive load, what happens? Now three different loads we will be seeing: a resistive load, inductive load, capacitive load. In case of resistive load, you know that the voltage and current are co-phasal, so their phase angle is 0 degree. So cos phi becomes 1, or unity power factor, that is called UPF. In that case, P will be positive and Q is 0. Why? You see, cos phi is 1, so P equal to S, and Q is equal to sine 0, that means S sine 0, that means 0. Okay. In case of inductive load, cos phi, excuse me, you know, in case of inductive load, your current lags, so minus 90 degree, current lags the voltage by minus 90 degree, or leads the voltage by minus 90 degree. So this phi becomes minus 90 degree. So that's why their P equal to 0, cos 90, and S sine minus 90, so Q is greater than 0. Okay, that is the case. In other words, whenever we talk about capacitive load, in that case the phase angle is plus 90 degree, and so whenever we talk in terms of power conjugate, because what we know is that A is equal to VI conjugate. So if we consider inductive load, it becomes VI conjugate. So I is plus 90, I is minus 90, so V into I angle minus 90, take the complement of minus 90, so it becomes plus 90. So that's why Q greater than 0. On a similar analogy, for capacitive load, actually voltage is lagged by current by minus 90 degree. So conjugate means plus 90 degree. Okay, hence Q will be less than 0. That means in inductive load power is absorbed, in capacitive load power is supplied. They consume opposite power. Okay. In case of reactive power only, active power is same. Okay, and in most of the practical load system, the phi is not plus 90, not minus 90, it is in between. So phi range lies between minus 90 to plus 90, and that's why some amount of active power and some amount of reactive power is absorbed in all the elements. Okay. Now depending on the scenario, either inductive load, the power triangle shape will be looking like this. If it is a capacitive load, then the power triangle shape will be here. Here in this case you see that phi is positive, and here in this case phi is negative, because from reference axis we have to measure. This is your reference of active power. With active power, apparent power is in anti-clockwise direction, so phi is positive. And here in this case the apparent power is in clockwise direction than active power or base or reference, so that's why phi is negative. Okay. Next we will be talking about harmonic power. Now we have seen already that average power is VR IR cos phi, and this is, we can write it in different formats. Now suppose the voltage is not a pure sine wave, it is a mixture of different sine waves. Okay, out of that, what is the difference? The difference is the frequency of the wave. Here you can see that we have considered one voltage wave consisting of Vt equal to Vm1 sin omega t plus Vm2 sin omega t plus continuing in this way. Here in this case you see that multiple frequency sine waves are existing in your source voltage, where the least frequency component is known as the fundamental, and the others whose frequency are integer multiple of the fundamental, they are known as harmonic waves. Okay. Similarly, current also consisting of harmonics along with fundamental, and for each component let's have a phase difference of phi 1. Okay. So overall the RMS value of the voltage can be written by this expression. So we have to utilize the concept of superposition. Now remember one thing, when we are dealing with some AC source, some load is there, Z, and the source contains harmonics. See, this load is individually treated by each component of harmonics. Suppose I want to find the load current ZL, IL. Okay. Now the load current is obtained by effect or impact of individual voltage waves alone, then take their summation. Like Vm1 sin omega t and Vm2 sin 2 omega t, if you treat them individually and add them phasoritically, phasor addition, then you can easily calculate the IL. Okay. On a similar note, the RMS voltage is the individual, take individual RMS values, and I mean to say square of individual RMS values and a square root of the whole thing. The same analogy holds for current also. Here you can see that it is been written. Okay. So that is the concept. Now if you analyze further, which is not important right now, but still if you want to analyze further, the instantaneous power will be what? Pt will be equal to Vt into It. So if you analyze it further, you will see that the only similar frequency components like sin omega t minus phi 1, this will lead to some average power. The mixture between different frequencies will yield zero average power. You will check it. I am showing you. If you are unable in some later explanatory interaction, I will explain it to you. But for the timing, just you need to know only the thing that only like sine 2 omega t and 2 omega t minus phi 2. These two components when multiplied, they will give some average value. The 2 omega t with sine omega t or 2 omega t with sine 3 omega t or some other component, that will give zero average power. Okay. So average, it is important to note that average power is obtained due to similar frequencies only. For different frequencies, its average value becomes 0. So the above thing we can consider excuse me. So the concept of AC power, we can check it or we can verify with very simple two numerical problems. So the first problem tells that the voltage phasor of a circuit is given 10 angle 15 degree and the current is given as 2 angle minus 45 degree. Okay, it has been asked to calculate the active and reactive power. So on a polar format, voltage is 10 angle 15 degree, which is actually 10 cos 15 degree. See, I have taken cos, no matter if you would have taken sine, but in that case this would have to be a sine wave, this would have to be a sine wave too, and I is equal to 2. Okay, sorry, one problem I have done. Ten cos omega t plus 15 degree, okay, plus 15 degree, and the current is 2 cos omega t minus 45 degree. Okay, so here phi 1 is plus 15 and phi 2 is minus 45. Clear? So what do we require? Active power P. P is what? V RMS I RMS cos phi 1 minus phi 2. This is your phi 1, this is your phi 2. Clear? So nothing is mentioned about this voltage, so we are assuming that it is RMS. Assume RMS. Nothing is mentioned, that's why we are assuming them as RMS. If it was mentioned, then we would have obtained in different way. Okay, so 10 into 2 VR into IR and into cos of phi 1 minus phi 2, so 15 minus minus 45, so actually it is 60 degree. Okay, so it is 10 watt. Clear? Now one thing, phi 1 is plus 15, phi 2 is minus 45. So can you analyze what type of circuit it is? Obviously you see that here the current is leading, it is plus 15, it is minus 45. So which one is advanced? Current is advanced. Current first comes 0, after that voltage comes to 0. So current is leading. So it is a capacitive circuit. Oh, sorry, it is a, so my mistake. So current is negative, voltage is positive. Okay, voltage wave is positive, current wave is negative. Clear? So that means that the reactive power will be positive here. Okay, so it will be a lagging circuit, lagging load. Okay, that is represented by VR IR sine of 15 minus 45 degree, of course. So gradually it becomes sine 60 degree. Okay, so 20 into root 3 by 2 var. So it is coming as 10 root 3 var, and you see that it is positive, so it is lagging load. If power is positive, so it is actually S angle plus phi. Phi is what? S angle 15 minus 45. So actually phi is positive. Phi positive means lagging load. S angle phi, so that means P plus JQ. If it was S angle minus phi dash, then it would have been P minus JQ, P dash minus JQ dash. Okay, negative sign here or negative angle here indicates leading, and positive sign denotes lagging. So here in this case Q is positive, so it is a lagging load or inductive load. Okay, through mathematical expression we need to get to know about this. Next problem. See the problem statement. In a 2-element series network, voltage and current waves are given. See, the voltage wave and current wave contains harmonics. It is asked to estimate the power factor. Okay, let's proceed with it. See, VR will be what? Now whenever this kind of representation is given, you see that it is not given in RMS, it is given in this 100 and 150. These are the max values, these are not now RMS. That's why you have to take the RMS value. So 100 by root 2 whole square, individual RMS square, divided by 150 by root 2 square, individual RMS values square, take their summation, then take a whole root over, calculate it. So half into 100 square plus 150 square, whole root over, calculation yields that it will be 127.47 volt. On a similar note, IR, which is actually 50 by root 2 square plus 25 by root 2 square. So it is 39.52 ampere. Okay. So P average that is what? Vrms, Irms. Okay, so P average value will be due to, from the waveforms itself, it will be Vm by root 2, V1 m by root 2 into I1 m by root 2 into cos of power factor of this fundamental component plus V, I mean to say RMS value of this voltage multiplied by RMS value of this current into cosine of phase difference between these two harmonic component. Okay, so it becomes 100 by root 2 into 50 by root 2 into cos of 60 degree plus 150 by root 2 into 25 by root 2 into cosine of 30 degree. If you calculate it, you will get that it is approximately 2874 watt. Okay, so that is P average. Now in this slide we have shown that what is power factor? P divided by S. So real power divided by apparent power. Utilizing that concept, we can clearly write that cos phi is equal to P divided by S, or in other words, P is how much? 2874 divided by S. S means what? Voltage into current. So this one 127.4 multiplied by 39.52, and if you calculate, you will get that the result is approximately 0.6. Okay, cos phi is coming as positive. Cos phi itself is coming as positive, so it is lagging. Lagging means it is inductive type of load. Okay, so that is the scenario. So these are the two problems that we have seen. I hope you will understand the concept. Thank you. In case of any doubt, you will communicate me. Thank you.